Very good morning and welcome to MOC Talks with Mihail. It is my new channel, it is the first video on the channel and we will start shortly. But before we start, I would like to remind you that my main channel has a lot of training material. A lot of different membership levels when you can select which videos you're interested in. You can purchase that membership and then you will have access to thousands of educational training material which has been created through 1 decade and more. So what I provide knowledge which is accumulated, high dense knowledge which is directly accessible and available. All this information that you will get, it is not possible to learn from the academies, and also it is a from the field expertise. It is things that has been tested, so there is no way to get that information until you experience it. And for much faster development, both professionally and business wise, it is preferably to get that material as quick as possible. So before we start, I recently find a video. I find a video on a historic travels channel which is available on YouTube, and it shows a vessel sinking. The vessel name is Stellar Banner. So I was looking this video. This video is really popular. It's around the internet, and I found a video, a very interesting video. It says, why was this ship sunk? So I start to look the video of this channel where it is a great explanation from the person that has this channel, all the story and all the things, how the things that happen. But before I see this video, because I have a lot of years in this industry, my mind directly goes and think differently. So most of the people, let's say 99% or 80%, which is not related with the maritime industry, they will not see the clues, what is highly related with the vessel. So it is some kind of invisibility, and that's why I'm saying that when you know the information, when you know the exactly way how to move forward, and you know all the details, then you are able to basically position yourself much better from the information that you know, both professionally and business development. So how this information and how my expertise was really helpful. First of all, when I saw this vessel sinking, I didn't saw any other details, okay? I didn't saw that there was a tugboat, a support vessel. I didn't know the full story. But as I understood, I saw that there was, let's say, a reaction from the crew and from the company to save the vessel. But the one thing that we do not always know, it is the story behind the companies, okay? This is the things that we do not know. And it's very strange how the captain didn't know that there was the risk, let's say, for example, of these sand dunes and all the things. It is very, very strange because a really good captain, he will know these kind of dangers, or let's say there will be some announcement of authorities or something they will be, so probably they do not give the proper attention. And the most dangerous part of the shipping and the navigation is the things that you do not know or the things that you do not take in consideration. And these things just appear as a accident completely from nowhere. So what my expertise has shown through the years In order to prevent these things, you have to be ahead. So basically, you will identify the risk before the risk appears in your field and in your, let's say, location. And what comes really in my mind from all this story, that basically, yes, they ask the authorities to sink the vessel, to remove the fuel, but as I know from my engineering knowledge, you cannot remove all the fuel from the tanks, so there will be remainings of fuel, and this fuel will be released, let's say, through the years. There will be also environmental effect from the paint of the vessel. So it is really, yes, really strange story. And when it comes to the business and the ship owners, they will balance, let's say, the cost. What is the cost? Let's say the saving of the vessel. Probably most of the time it's more than actually the vessel cost and the cargo itself. So then you have to demolish the vessel also. And what is the best choice is just to sink. So it is clear evidence that ship owners do not give any attention to the environment, and it is visible here from this vessel. Okay, so yes, they will look first of all of their funds, of their wallet, how to protect their wallet, and that's why you can see also each and every vessel has a different company behind. If you take the documents of a vessel and you will see where the vessel is registered, you will see that each and every vessel is registered to another company. And this happens so it will stop the connection from one vessel to another and affecting the company. So basically, it is a way to protect their their connection, yes, with the vessel and reduce the exposure. But this is not something great, because basically it gives an advantage to the owners to make such events without getting being responsible for what they're doing. I believe this is a gap from the regulations and from the laws, and until this gap will not be filled, will not be stricken exactly, that the responsibility will be taken from the state and the owner that owns the vessel, the risks still will be high. Because what is happening now, we can see it across all the industries, the knowledge of people that working in the maritime industry reduces and reduces and reduces. More, let's say, expertise people are leaving the industry because they are tiring to see the things repeated and repeated again. So basically, it is just a loop serving, let's say, the owners and the big, let's say, people ahead of that. And basically, yes, it does not serve the communities and the seafarers. That's why, beside the work itself, beside, let's say, the difficulty of the work, there is also things that you have to face as seaman on board the vessel, which is also the difficulties, yes, with the crew members, which comes, yes, from different companies, they changing companies, yes, really frequently, and you are not able to adjust. Some of them really changed the companies because, yes, they was not able, let's say, to settle to one company and be that good, let's say, for long term. Some other, yes, see that, let's say, the company is not provide them the specific things, so people are moving around the company. It does not say directly that is something wrong with that, but this creates a lot of disturbance because, yes, you have different beliefs, you have in one company, you have different approach, you have different working system, and you can see really huge differences from one company to another. So, and also you can see that from the vessel to the vessel, a huge differences. Okay, it is basically the vessel is made by the captain. If the captain is good, And good, I mean, it is a person which provides you, let's say, a good communication and also trust between people, a mutual trust, the vessel will work and operate much better. If you have a captain which is always, let's say, sabotaging his person, create different teams, separate the teams, these vessels will not work in an environment which will be productive. It will be a destructive environment. So all the things can be also related to the accident on this here. Probably some of the officers will knew that there is danger, but in these environments, people does not speak up. They will not say and they will not go against the higher rank hierarchy. And this is the problem most of the companies that are facing, without even thinking about that, and also without even give a proper attention. And that's why the accidents are imminent to happen. Does not matter if it will happen, let's say, in the 1 or 2 years, or the 5 years, or the 10 years, but it will happen, and you will not be prepared for that accident. So also, I am explaining in my training material how to avoid these accidents in each department and in each condition, most of the condition. I have analyzed also different accidents through the training material. Some of the training material are available for free, but it is good thing that you start to build a different mindset and a different approach of how the industry really should work and which direction the industry should go. Because the direction that the people has selected, let's say the owners, the people on board, it is not the best option always, because they are people and they can make mistakes. And the most important thing is that by looking this way here, without looking around, okay, what is happening, you deep dive more and more to this condition. So basically, you became more unconscious of what exactly happening around. And we have seen that if there is no proper control, if there is no proper direction, companies can vanish within 1 year from the start of the descent. And okay, here today our topic is not, let's say, focus to the, let's say, to the disappearance of the companies, but it's also related how the companies are operated and how the companies are operated in general. Because at the moment, what is going on, it is a really a surface approach to the things. So what is below the surface, it is most of the time does not seen. It is not seen, because there is no availability of resources and the knowledge to be seen of that thing. And there is most of the important thing, it is the declining interest of the people that are working in these companies. So basically, this will lead to higher expenses, higher incidents and accidents through the organizations, but not only in the shipping, and also in the manufacturing, in other sectors which has a technological relation and adjustability, let's say, to different aspects, technical aspects, let's say. Let's say, for example, if you have a flow meter and it's not properly adjusted, so basically you will deliver more quantity to a vessel or to a location. And that has also a financial impact, and also this thing will have also a impact which is related with the accident. Because let's say, for example, high levels are not working, you just fill the vessel and then you see the spill over your vent. This is the last, let's say, way of your protection. So yes, how the things are going, I do not really like them. There's a lot of accidents and incidents happen, and the less thing that, let's say, we can do is to speak about these things, because if we do not speak about the things that are happening around us, it will become worse and worse, and at the end, yes, the accidents will be increased, and it will take the spiral of death, as they call it, because since the things start to decline, you are not able to bring it back, and the cost of bringing back is much higher than proper investment and proper training of the existing personnel on board. I always say that 80% of the overall job, it is the training, it is the proper allocation of the resources, and 20% is just the allocation of these resources in order to take proper decisions. So in this vessel, yes, the decision was to sink, and that's all to finish, let's say, that story. I don't know really behind what was the legal impact on the vessel, but from this story seems that there was not such much legal process happening, as I have seen from the video. Let's say they asked the Brazilian government to sink it, and the Brazilian government say, okay, you can sink the vessel, and that's all. But the most important thing is that when from the other side, let's say from the Brazilian authorities or whatever authorities are in the globe, they do not have also experts, okay, how much expertise Brazilians can have, let's say, in the maritime industry compared to Greeks, okay? That's why if you do not have the proper understanding of the industry and the proper knowledge, then it can turn against you. So basically, one country can use you in order to benefit from the circumstances, in order to reduce the expenses. So it works both ways, and for sure, if somebody is benefiting from you, and as I have seen, let's say, from the companies, and each companies when they declare, let's say, some claims, they basically will do whatever they can to support the, let's say, evidence of what they're saying and what they're doing is the proper way, by sending email, by sending the technical. But if you do not have the expertise, you will say, okay, maybe he's right, and we will do that way. No, it's not working that way. You have to build your expertise, and that's why most of the countries, most of the companies, and most of the authorities does not have the proper knowledge. And this is also has a huge impact, as you can see here, environmentally, financially, and also on the sector that they are supporting. It is similar across all the organizations, all the sectors, all different, let's say, aspects and societies also. And you can say that the vessel itself, the ship, how it's structured, it is a small representation of the society, how the society is working. By building this expertise and the things that I'm sharing with you today, you are able much better to understand why these things are happening and how to improve them. But unfortunately, we have reached the ticking point that the expertise has been lost, and the most important is not being documented. And if it is not documented, it is lost forever. It is similar with things that previously been known and it is been forgotten. Since it has been forgotten, nobody cares. Look around you. Look around you and see and observe how many people really care to make the difference that really will make a change, a real change that will has a proper beneficial impact on your government, let's say, on your company, or even in your society, even around of your hood. Look around in your hood. Who is doing things that really improve the hood? and you will understand the things and the progress does not come always easily. It is need a lot of effort and a lot of knowledge and expertise of what you're doing. Join my new channel, MOC Talks. Join my old channel, which is MOC. MOC, which is, let me show, which is MOC, which is my channel, my old channel, MOC Membership.
Take a look at these photos right here.
And yes, stay ahead and position yourself much better in advance, so you will able to understand, yes, how the things are moving. You will think differently. You will shift your mindset. The most important is the shift of your mindset. Until you just stuck there and think the way how you used to think, things will not change. Things will remain constant. Okay? And I know it is very, very difficult to change the mindset. It is very difficult to make the switch. But since you know the proper way and the correct way, the switch will be much, much easier. Thank you very much, and see you on the next series of MOC Talks. Bye bye.